It is official, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar has been announced in the latest Nintendo Direct, and out of all the Story of Seasons games we could have gotten, this one was definitely not on my bingo card this year. But first, what is Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar? It is the next brand new title in the Story of Seasons franchise, formerly known as Harvest Moon, the origin of all farming life simulation games. And Grand Bazaar specifically looks to be a fresh new entry that combines leading our own farm life, falling in love, and this time as a brand new feature, running a shop on the side. Our main goal is to revive the windswept and cozy Zephyr Town and its market to its former glory. Now, while this game is the next brand new Story of Seasons title, I think it definitely qualifies as a remake too, since it heavily borrows from the lore, setting, and characters of the original Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar DS game from 2008. As a Story of Seasons fan, you will feel right at home and recognize the characters. But even if you're not familiar with it, it can totally be played as a standalone game without prior knowledge, so there is no need to worry about not having played the previous ones. If we look at the graphics, it looks a lot like the style they previously used for Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town, and I personally think it looks even more beautiful this time around. In the Marvelous Showcase, we were promised that this new game would go back to its roots and put emphasis on appreciating nature and the four seasons, and this becomes very apparent when we look at just how beautiful the environments have turned out. Some of you have asked me whether I think this is the same game we saw teased before, and I think yes, it is. The farming area, the 3D models of the crops and animals all look practically identical to the ones from the showcase. And there is another prominent feature that had been teased early on. The glider. In Grand Bazaar, we will have the ability to traverse the map by using a glider. And not only does it look super pretty and fits the seasonal theme and the lofty wind setting of the town, but it also comes in super handy for getting from A to B quickly. It is a brand new feature we haven't seen in this series before, and it will definitely spice up our gameplay. Also, very exciting, of course, is that we have 12 romance candidates, including 10 returning characters and 2 completely new ones that we can date, marry, and have children with. They look absolutely stunning, and I will certainly talk about them in another video and give you more information on their backgrounds from the official Japanese website. But my favorites so far are probably Amir and Emiko. Please let me know what your favorites are. I also love that they have decided to use 2D character portraits alongside the 3D models. It really shows that Marvelous is listening to us and knows we love them. Also, did I catch this right, or is this the very first time that we get voice acting in Story of Seasons? In the Nintendo Direct, we hear the English voice actors, but the Japanese ones have also been announced, which makes me personally very happy. One thing that I love is, of course, character customization, and I am so happy that Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is going to include this feature. The original game only let us choose between a pre-made male or female character, so I am hoping for even more creative options and diversity this time around. It looks like we will be able to choose between different face types, eyes, hairstyles and colors, and even facial hair. Plus, on the official Japanese X account, they have also been sharing multiple voices to pick from for our own character. Another little option in the bottom reveals that we even have our own character portrait, which might be a small but exciting detail. Now, I will say I did not expect a remake to be the next Story of Seasons title, and out of every remake we could have gotten, I especially did not expect Grand Bazaar, but honestly I think it was a wonderful and massively underrated game. And considering that the shopkeeping genre has actually become quite popular among cozy gamers, it makes even more sense why Grand Bazaar would return now of all times. I think it is great that they have decided to not give us an exact copy of the old game, but instead innovate on it. And it looks like they have put a lot of effort into making this game appealing to a modern audience while still ensuring it doesn't lose its characteristic charm. Knowing that Marvelous has listened to our desperate pleas to bring back the older games makes me feel really good and confident that they will continue to deliver. First of all, there's still one more multiplayer game that was teased a while back and we haven't heard much about it yet. We can only assume that it is in a slightly earlier development stage and might not roll out this year. So what do you think? Personally, I want a remake of Trio of Towns the most, but I know there is a big demand for games like Animal Parade or Magical Melody. Though if I am completely honest, I'm also craving a completely new entry. But for now, let us see what Grand Bazaar has in store for us when it rolls around on August 27th. I always have a lot to talk about when it comes to Story of Seasons, so if you want to hear more about it and love other farming games like Rune Factory, you should absolutely give it a sub and join our little community. But that's it from me. Have a lovely day and see you for more cozy game content.